Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Cummins. Now I'm an author and a historical researcher, but myself and my father are quite interested in the family history. My father's more interested in the modern side. By modern I mean, sort of like post 1500s. Me myself, I'm quite interested in how far it goes back and where does it go back and where do we come from. So because of that, we have bought the Ancestry.com DNA test. So here it is. This is what you get when you buy it. It comes in this little green package. I've not even opened it yet, so I'm going to open it now. I'm going to have a quick read of the instructions and then I'm going to tell you what you have to do. And let's go through the actual process of getting your DNA tested. Right, here it is. Open it up. Ancestry DNA. Welcome to your Ancestry DNA. Simply complete the following steps and let's let the discoveries begin. Keep the instruction card, how to activate it. So what have we got here? Plastic sleeve, obviously the DNA sample tester tube with the barcode on. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'll have to have a proper look. Oh no, sorry, it's the what's it called? The box to send it back in. So it looks genuinely quite simple. Let's have a quick look at this. So do not skip this step. You cannot get the results unless you activate your test. Okay, so I've got to activate it. Go to Ancestry, activate. It's easy and free. Okay, right. Enter the 15-digit activation code from the tube. Fill the tube with saliva up to the black wavy line. Replace the cap. Tighten to release the stabilizing fluid. Shake the tube for at least 5 seconds. Okay, place the tube in the condition bag, put it in the mail. Okay then, right. Only problem here is it was bought on my father's account, which means I'm going to have to wait till I go back to Manchester to activate it on his account. So I will do that and get back to you. Right guys, I've had to go to the DNA test site. I've got this thing here, I've got to put that code into this box, and it should tell me what to do next. Right, so I'll put the code in there. I'm just going to check it now. Right, I'm about to fill this tube with saliva now. I'm not going to film that because that's disgusting. But it says you can't have the bubbles overgoing the line. So let's give that a go. It's got the barcode on the back. I presume that matches the actual code. Just let us have a quick look. No, it does not. So the barcode on the back does not match that code. So be careful. Don't misunderstand that one. Right, I've done it. I've just screwed the cap on like that, and I think you have to screw it down and break it, and the blue liquid goes inside. Right, tube is now the blue liquid. I've shaked it or shook it, and it's all mixed in with saliva. That goes now in that box, and then I'm just going to send it away. So let's see. What species I am, or at least the race, I suppose. Depends what it'll come back as. Right, guys, I've just got to wait 6 to 8 weeks now for that to come back. So let's see how long it takes. Today is the 31st of July. Right, guys, it is now the 5th of September. Ancestry have sent me this. It's like an idea of what happens when you get your results. So, for example, there's Ireland 38%. These are not my results, but they're just examples. It tells you how do they match their database, and it also tells you like if you can get connected with people on Ancestry.com. See if you're cousins with anyone, and it gives you the step-by-step rundown of how they do the actual science behind it, basically. Right guys, it is now the 12th of September, and I got the results through from my father, because it's all through his account. He bought it for my birthday. So they've sent it in an email format, but basically they give you an ethnicity estimate. In fact, let me show you. I'll show you the actual email they send you. But it's quite surprising, but a couple of things have come up which I'll explain in a moment, because it's great, but there's some things I think I now understand better that weren't really put forward at the beginning, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so ethnicity estimate for Anthony Cummins, that is moi. Here's my picture. There are the areas I am from, if you will. A bit of India in there, but we'll go through it. So, Africa, 0. So it shows you Africa 0, America 0. Good. No, I'm joking, Americans. So there's no, apparently there's no American there. South Asia, that is the India one. So let me just, there it is. It zooms in for you. So from India, and it shows you Anthony Cummins. That's how much Indian I have in me, and that's the typical native there. So let's go down. Now here's the actual main result. Europe, obviously, because I'm European. Great Britain. Now this is the problem bit, which I'll get to in a minute, but Great Britain 57%, and if I click on it, I'm just below the average of what a person here is. That's because I have a massive 34% Irish. So I have 2 Irish grandparents. One of them was direct from Ireland, the other one was, I think, first generation in England from Ireland. Scandinavia 3%. Europe East, let me get back up to it. Europe East is there. Europe West. I'm a bit confused with Europe West. I presume it obviously doesn't include Britain, but it does sort of skirt out the Britain there. So I mean, it's a bit of an overcross, so I'm not sure there. Finland, Northwest Russia, and the Iberian Peninsula. So I am literally 99% European, 1% Indian, and most of that is from Great Britain. To be honest, the British Isles, let's say. So Ireland, I am 91% British Irish, if you know what I mean. So basically, both islands. I don't like that idea that Ireland is separate because, you know, I don't know. It's become a political thing, hasn't it? You've got, oh, you're 54% Great Britain, which includes a little that bit there. But, you know, not that bit. It's like, oh, okay, right. That's a political divide way after my DNA. So, but again, I don't know the ins and outs of that. So what we're at there, guys, is a really good, nice overview of where I'm from. Now, it's a little bit more simple than expected, which is fine. But this is the key bit that's really thrown me. You are Great Britain. So Great Britain. So this is where it gets complicated. It shows me images of bits of Scandinavia, bits of Europe, and it starts saying this is where the English, you know, this is where they all came from. So, for example, the Jutes, the Angles, the Saxons. There you go. The Scandinavian, the Germanic tribes, and you get a bit into Scandinavia up here because it then talks about the Romans coming across, the Vikings, and it basically says Britain is a massive mix of all these people. So my question is this to Ancestry.com, and I don't know if they can answer it, is when I go back to my range system here, it says Scandinavia 3% and Europe West, which is parts of Germany. So I'm confused. Great Britain includes the Germanic tribes. So how much of the Germanic tribes is my DNA? How much Angles, Saxons, Jutes? Can they even tell that? So when they say I'm Great Britain, I know that I was born in Britain. I know that my ancestors are from Britain. But the reason I wanted this is to find out how much of the Germanic tribes are in my blood. And that's not been answered. It just says Great Britain. And when you click on Great Britain, it says mixture of Germanic peoples, mixture of Roman peoples. You're like, oh, and how does that cross over with Scandinavia then and the Vikings? So does that mean I'm only 3% of the Viking ancestry, or that Viking ancestry and the Angles and the Jutes and everyone from before them comes in there? So I'm a little bit confused, guys. Is that it, my total for Scandinavian DNA, or is a certain percentage of my DNA in the Great Britain section? However, it has made me realise that probably what they mean here is that the average person today in Britain has this mixture, and the average person today in Scandinavia has this mixture. So it isn't giving me a really detailed information on the history of my DNA. But it is not a disappointment in any way. It's pretty cool because I can now show exactly where I am on the system. You also come across this screen here, which gives you a basic overview for 57% Great Britain, 34% Irish, but it also gives you here DNA matches. So I have, let's view my DNA matches. And these people, so for example, that's my 4th to 6th cousin. I'm still a little bit, I've got to research, you know, how the 4th and 6th remove works, because I think it can be from your grandfather, from your mother, they all differ when it depends. But these are 4th cousins, look at that, those chaps are related to me. 4th way, I don't know whether to contact them, I'm not sure. But, you know, I don't know. I might wait to see if anyone contacts me. But it's quite cool that it gives you them. They're your physical cousins there. Obviously, so far removed that are they family? I don't think so. But there is a DNA connection there along the way, which is weird. Should we view one? Let's view this chap. He's got a picture. Let's view the match. So, where am I? Hold on, let's look. 4th generation, so I should be there somewhere, shouldn't I? But no, it's not put me in it, so I don't know why. And I can't click on any of them. So it's told me that these guys are all related, but it's not shown me how I'm related to him. Let me have a quick view full tree. Yeah, I quite like they can be private if they want. But no, it's not showed me my connection on there. But it showed me I am connected, but not how. Okay, well, I presume that's him who's putting that together. It won't auto-correct. Okay, cool. So, Ancestry DNA, I would say get it done. I think it's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was a great present. And I've enjoyed the... what's the word? The process. So, just looking forward now to... maybe getting a more detailed one in the future, but it's a great foundation. I had a friend send me over actually when they saw I put this on Instagram first, and they sent me over a link saying, oh Anthony, have you tried this one? And the National Geographic are doing one as well. I think it's about $200. So I think what has happened here is I'm really interested in my ancient history. I know my history up till about 1700s because my father does. He's gone through all the parish records and he's got it back. But in our family, there's one unmarried woman, which means the Cummins name is sort of come in at some point, which we don't know what was before that, so it stopped the family history going on one direction. So we've got the family history branch here, we've got one here, but we don't have that because there's no father's name at one point back in the 1800s. So I'm really interested in getting it back to where am I from as far back as they'll go. But some of the major questions are, when is it, what I don't understand is, we're all from Africa, right? So DNA wise, when are you fundamentally a country? So like English, when are you fundamentally English? Or I would like to know how much of a Roman influence do I have from the Romans invading versus how much of a Viking influence? Because as far as I'm aware, the Welsh are the correctly English people because they were pushed out of England. So, you know, how much Welsh is there, how much English is there, how much, you know, I'd like a little bit more detail. So I'm going to try another one in the future. But I think it's kicked off a bit of a bug for me. I've really enjoyed it. So I'm going to, as the years go on, find more sophisticated ones and go deeper and deeper and then compare them as I go along. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it was a bit long. And if you're interested in the Ancestry kit and going through it, I can't guarantee how effective it is. I can't guarantee the... you know, the science of it, it's beyond me, but it's worth doing. It is definitely a good fun process. Okay, my name's Anthony Cummins. Subscribe if you're interested in Japanese history, things like that. That's what I keep up to date with, and see you next time.